All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel. Another vlog, another day. It's not 70 degrees outside, so I'm staying in today. It's only gonna be 68, so today's gonna be an inside video. I know, bad weather, bad weather. As you can tell, it's pretty sunny outside. But I'm gonna ask you guys for one favor during this Vlogmas. I haven't posted on YouTube in like literally a year before doing this Vlogmas pretty much. So if you guys can just comment down below and just say hi, say anything you want. Put a period. I think that just commenting on there is going to get me back up in the algorithm a little more, and then you guys will see more of my stuff. I'm kind of noticing that from when I stopped uploading until now, like just the views in X amount of time or the reach in X amount of time is way down, and I just have to assume it's from me not posting. So today, I'm posting a form review of myself. So I'm gonna put it in slow-mo, I'm gonna draw lines, I'm gonna explain what I'm doing, why I think doing that is beneficial to my form, and why I think doing that could be beneficial to you adding that to your throw. So let's jump right into it. So I'm gonna break down this video, my form here. It was the best video, believe it or not, that I had on my phone. So it's definitely not the most recent video, but my form doesn't often change, so I don't feel like I'm doing you guys a disservice by actually doing the review on this. And no matter what, the points I'm making stand. So some of you might say, "Oh, well, this looks old. You don't look so fat." Well, it is an older video, so that definitely has something to do with it for sure. But let's get started here. So just watching it, I feel like my form is I'm very much so balanced in my shot. There's never a point where my head or my spine gets ahead or behind my feet. I really focus on that follow through there to help gain speed, also to help not hurt myself by not having a follow through. So we're just going to start with the footwork here. One of the main things that I always try to tell people is from about this point on, you want to be pretty much like here, balls of your feet, same thing. My heel never hits the ground, and then balls of my feet. And then right here, I'm back up, and I rotate through like the middle of my shoe pretty much. So like you can see here, like it's not really heel, it's not really toe, it's kind of the middle right side of my foot. But the main thing about the footwork that I'm gonna show here is if I go to draw and then I go like this, both my feet are aimed the same way. So what happens if this front foot ends up going this way, then you're going to have your hips be open. So now see how my hips here, you could almost see like my right glute there, which would be here. You see that because my front foot is closed, so my hips are engaged, so my back is turned to the target. And with my back being turned to the target like this, that allows my reach back to be here in a nice good plane, and that allows my disc to be in the power pocket, which is here. But that's all kind of set up by your feet. If your feet start going out and they start I don't know, they start going opposite ways, like you're going to stand, and you're going to point one east and one west. It's going to be really hard for you to get your hips engaged, just because of the way that your body works. Your hips aren't made to work like that. If you just stand there, you're going to be pretty straight up and down. Your posture is going to be pretty good, and your feet are going to be facing the same direction. So I think in the disc golf throw that you need to have that same quality in your shot. Also, another thing that I try to focus on is getting my back toe lined up with my heel here, which again, all that's going to do is that's just going to close your hips and allow those hips to be closed and facing towards the disc, towards the back of the tee pad, whatever, while my head is still in a good position. I'm not having to turn my head all the way around in order to get my reach back to be in a pretty good position. And this all is based off of what you like or you prefer. Some people have a much bigger reach back, some people have a higher reach back, some people have a lower reach back. When I get to the reach back and that stuff, I will explain why I think I do what I do. But to each their own, really. I'm just trying to give you guys some points to maybe work on in the field or watch this video while you're out there. So, moral of the story, my feet are going the same direction. My back toe is lined up with my front heel, which gets those hips a little more engaged. My reach back's in a good spot. My head's in a neutral position, and I'm in a pretty good position here to throw. And I'm also in a fairly athletic position. I'm up on the balls of my feet. Under both feet, you can see, there's a shadow. My heels aren't on the ground. So if we take this away, and we let this play a little bit further, and we go right here. So you could still see that my body, I'm still right in the middle. That's kind of a bad one there. So let's go here. You could see my spine and my face is still pretty much directly in the middle of my throw. So I'm not leaning this way and I'm not leaning that way. And so what that does, you could tell by those lines I created, you would end up kind of twisting over your hips. And so you'd end up leaning one way or the other with your shoulders, which again, if you look at my shoulders, they're almost perfectly flat. And that is what you want in a throw. You don't want to be, I call it neutral zero. You want your throw to be as neutral zero as possible the whole entire way. That way you're not having to, correct it with the angle of your disc or the angle of your arm. I'm keeping my off arm as close to my body as I can, because what happens with a figure skate or anything else, if you want to go slow, you have your arms out. If you want to go fast, you have your arms in. So the more I could keep that left arm in and closer to me, the faster I'm going to be able to spin. So again, we can find any position on this throw, and all of them, my body, my spine, my head angle, all of that is all right in the middle of my body. Even here, we have my head, and we're, right down the middle. So that's all I'm saying. And then you have the shoulders here, and so if you look at that, that's a pretty good position to be in. My back leg's up off the ground. I'm bracing on my front leg, and my elbow, here's a big thing as well, my elbow is leading. I think that there's no such thing to get yourself to throw a disc golf disc and have it be a straight line, obviously, because you have too many moving parts and too many hinges. Your torso, your shoulders, your elbows, your knees, your wrist, it's a bunch of moving things. So it's very hard to make a straight line with a bunch of things that unhinge. So I think if I lead with my elbow, as you can see here, it lets the disc get past my torso. And then I use that last little bit of elbow right there to unhinge right there. So my arm doesn't move much, but you can see that my forearm and my wrist is snapping through. So right there, from my arm position there to there, is not a lot of movement in like my bicep area or my shoulder. It's just there to there, but it's my elbow and my forearm and my wrist snapping through, and that way it stops you from rounding. If you do that motion here, your disc is gonna have to come out and around like this in order to get to the point. So I'm dragging mine through here and then just a little bit out and around in order to, there's going to be some rounding. It's impossible to have the disc pull on a dead straight line. So, but what happens is when you get that elbow out around, which is where I'm showing in this yellow line here, bam, there's my elbow, that my hand and my disc is still behind it. And then the next frame is my arm or my body doesn't move much, but it's just that last little whip. And then, so all right there, it's all about those neutral positions. And then here, the follow through, you do what you want. But another thing, my head, you can see here, my head's never really bobbing up and down. I'm never whipping it. So here, you can see I'm starting that reach back, and I am right here. My head never moves. So then as soon as I'm at the back of my reach back, so back of my reach back, as my front toe hits the ground, is the second that I start firing my body and going forward. So now we have my back foot off the ground, my elbow leading, and I'm still in a very neutral, good position here, and my shoulders are still very neutral and good. And now I've done all of these things to help me have a consistent throw. And like I said, I'm not promising you guys are going to do this and throw it further, but you will be more accurate. And that's one thing that I definitely think I personally have found a happy medium of, is having a decent amount of power and distance while still being able to hit a 200-foot tunnel shot with my putter. So I don't overpower the disc, but these movements allow me to be in good position the whole entire way. And so if you go here, again, front foot, reach back. As soon as that front foot hits the ground there, you could see I start moving forward and then pulling through, and then I'm still on that axis perfect right there, elbow in front, and then release it. And so if you guys have any questions about this, let me know. This is kind of just a little bit of a dumbed down version. And again, I'll draw a line here for my head. That's where it starts, right above my glasses. And then you can kind of see if we drag this the whole way. I'm never too far right there. Obviously, I dip down a little bit because, my legs are spread, so I'm shorter. And then here, as we come back through, I pretty much finish in the same spot. So it's all about having all these positions just be neutral and nice. And so thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys learned something from this. And if you guys have any questions, please put it down in the comments below. I'll be happy to do another one of these. It's actually interesting for me as well to watch my own throw. And if you guys notice anything that you think I'm saying or something I missed, please let me know. Like I said, I feel like I went through the footwork and then kind of how I rotate. I went through how to engage your hips, and when I kind of fire those, I kind of fire my hips and start my throw as I put that front foot down right there, starting that. And then I keep my shoulders and my head in a pretty neutral position. My reach back comes through here, and I think that this is the best place. Your core is your strongest part. So if you're pulling through the middle of your body, your elbow right between the bottom of your sternum and your belly button, you're maximizing your power and all you can get out of it. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below. I'll be happy to do another one of these. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.